Hi, and welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. Last week, we did an exercise where we drew Pikachu to establish his basic proportions using a simple roadmap, and then we drew him in various actions and poses using simple thumbnail sketches, or as I like to call it, putting the character through its paces. Today we're going to do the same thing again, using a slightly more detailed character, Cuphead. As with Pikachu, once we rough out those action poses of Cuphead, we'll draw in the details. But I want to emphasize that the real point of this exercise is to get you to loosen up and get your characters moving. This is a very good exercise for those looking to learn how to add action and energy to their drawings. And besides, it's fun. All you need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Okay, so let's put Cuphead through his paces. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. Cuphead is just under 3 heads tall, not counting his straw. In other words, however tall his head is, his entire body is just under 3 of those. What we're going to now do is establish a basic roadmap for Cuphead, and then use that to draw him in various poses and actions using light lines and simple shapes. 2 points here. Understand, I have to draw darker than I normally would because I need you to be able to see my lines, but I want you drawing as light as possible, whisper on paper, and really begin to loosen up your arm and hand. And second, the focus here is not on detail, it's on the form, shape, and the flow or action of this character. Alright, so let's put Cuphead through his paces. Okay, so how'd we do? Let me remind you, draw light and loose. Not always easy if you've never drawn this way before. It will get easier the more you do it. So now let's go back to our thumbnails and begin to rough out the features a little, much like I do with the second step of all of my Level Up cartooning videos. Always remember that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know where to put Cuphead's eyes, nose, mouth, and some of the other things. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. So let's rough out Cuphead's features. Okay, so we roughed out the features of our Cuphead thumbnails. And with that, Cuphead begins to look more like Cuphead. So now having roughed out the features, we might as well draw in the final details. Having done all the hard work to get the character's proportions right, creating the action poses, and roughing out the features, this last step is like having dessert. Although these will be the final lines you draw to define the character, the idea is not just to trace super dark lines over the line that is already there. You want to always draw with an eye on improving that drawing until the very end. So let's draw the details for our Cuphead exercise. And there you have it, the finished Cuphead action drawing. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never done an exercise like this before, then you cannot expect to have drawn Cuphead perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring him during this video because the purpose and focus of this and all of my lessons is the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Cuphead. With that, you can draw him again and again, and by all means, color him when you're done. I promise the more you do this type of exercise, the better you're going to get, not just at Cuphead, but at all of your cartoon characters. For those of you who want to go a little deeper, click on the link below for my free 4-part drawing series, where I spend more time explaining the details and the thinking behind each step in what I call the level up cartooning process. So I'd love to see your Cuphead exercise drawing. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag levelupcartooning. I hope you found this video useful and helpful. Remember to subscribe, and thank you for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.